Adam, thank you for joining the show. You're
Very
a personal trainer, but you really got involved in all of this for another reason.
Yes, definitely.
Tell us a story about your infant daughter.
Okay. Kaylee Ann Freeman was my daughter. She was born only weighing 1 pound, 1 ounce. She wasn't supposed to survive the pregnancy, and she wasn't supposed to survive soon after that, but she pulled through and beat all the odds that were against her.
First of all, they didn't think she'd make it to birth. Then she was born at 1 pound, and then?
And she pulled through, and every obstacle put in her way, she overcame, every circumstance. She was one of the smallest children to ever undergo open heart surgery at 3 pounds.
And actually, she made national news.
Certainly.
Wasn't her case featured on the TV show The Doctors?
That's correct.
They were, you of course were hopeful that she would survive that.
Certainly. You know, we were weeks from coming home, and we had one final surgery to insert a feeding tube so she can come home, and there was a couple other procedures being done at the same time. However, we lost her soon after that due to complications of that surgery.
And did that fuel inspiration for you to get involved in the Heart
did.
Association and the work they do?
Well, it certainly did. At that time, we were in the real estate business, and because of our time devoted to our daughter, everything floundered, and it was when the market was crashing as well. We were involved with the March of Dimes. We were involved with the American Heart Association, and at that point in time, I figured that I wanted to completely change my life around and do what I wanted to do and help others.
And you became a personal trainer.
I did. I went back into personal training, and I moved to Wilmington, where I wanted to be close to the beach. And I've only been here for a year, and I've met some of the most amazing people in the world.
And so that's how the two of you came together. He was the guy that these two people said he was going to hook you up with to start this regimen. Yep. So what'd you think when you saw Bo at 348 pounds and taking him on as a client and doing it in a public way so people could see?
Certainly. Well,
what'd you think about that?
I thought it was a challenge, but I'm always up for a challenge, that's for sure. I came up to my office and he had to walk up a flight of maybe 12, 13 steps. And he was out of breath, and he was, huffing, puffing, sweating, and what was asked of me was to train him once a week and give him the advice that he needs to do it on his own.
But did you look at him and say, I don't know if we could do this? I mean, did you have doubts? I
didn't have doubts. I knew that I could do it. I just knew that it would take more than one session a week.
A week? How many times did you see Adam a week?
I committed to, after we talked, and one day at a time. And that's the big thing in this journey has been.
Because it's such a big
right.
wall to
I
climb.
failed in the past because I tried to do everything at once. It's one day at a time. And I can't say that enough. But Adam taught me so much about, in this day, this is what we can do. But he has given me the gift of a training 3 days a week. And if folks don't know what that means, then it's extraordinary. 3 days a week, and then I do cardio Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, meaning that I do bicycling on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or I go and do the elliptical on Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday. But it wasn't like it started off immediately. Adam gave me the skill to understand. See, this was the whole thing. I always failed because I didn't understand how to do this. By having Adam's gifts of his knowledge, he taught me how to start with learning how to do my small muscles, build up, and
we're out
learn.
of time.
Sorry.
But we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
In like 3 seconds, how's your life changed?
It's just one miracle.
And where are you now? From 348 to?
I've lost 88 pounds.
88 pounds. Yeah. And how much more?
We've got, well, it's not really as much about weight anymore as it just in general health, but we want to get me down to 220, so it's probably about 35 or 36 more
Which
pounds.
is very doable.
Yeah. And to add on to that, I told Bo that my goal was to get him down to 220, and then I would train him 3 times a week at no charge till we got there. But I've met and gained an amazing friend, and Bo just had a birthday, and my gift to Bo is beyond the 220, is to train you for life.
Now, this is something
I haven't heard that.
you didn't know this.
You have.
That's a nice way to end this segment. We'll be back. Ashley Miller works to raise funds with local corporations and businesses. We'll talk to her about how hard that is in this economic climate. And we'll bring Louise McCall back, who's chair of this year's walk. Stay with us.